Hello, class, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Justin Serrano, and we're here in week 5 doing our change simulation discussion. So, as you can see, we were asked to identify whether we received adoption, what the process and strategy we used to obtain our results, what was surprising to us, what obstacles did we encounter, what would you consider doing differently next time, and briefly compare and contrast the theory of Carter's 8-step change model and the practical experience of the simulation. Did they align, and what was their disconnect? So to move through this, I have here results. So starting out in week 1, after going over the information or like the setting of this whole change initiative, we had the CEO really step up and push this forward after the discussion of looking at going green and maintaining our professional contracts with the big mart. And because of that, I wanted to utilize his influence because in his relational sphere, he was really connected to a lot of people, mostly in the higher ups. But those people on the higher ups had their own connections, so the influence really trickled down. So because I did that initially, I got 19 people at least in the aware status, and then from there, we used another big picture item, and that's hosting a town meeting. And because of that, we moved people from where to interest. And then I built a coalition, and that continued to build a little bit more towards the interest level. But here's where week 10 is where a big jump happened. So we took a lot of people from interest and some people from the trial into adoption because of clarifying goals in week 10. So I think this was perfect on timing. And because of the timing and where the status was and the decision that was used, I think this is what was important to leverage and make that move happen for all these individuals. And then here you can see that there was kind of a little bit of movement here and there, and a little bit of loss of credibility, gain of credibility, more gain once I started understanding and walking the walk. They had to see me also contributing because I did have the credibility, and I needed to make sure that I also was leading the charge. And then I will move all the way up because this was kind of slow all the way up to week 73. And this is when I gained critical mass. And this critical mass finally came about because I was learning about some of my strategies that weren't taking on um, at the best moment. But I continued to do this until I got full 100% people adopted into the change. And yeah, it was very interesting. So I do have some notes that I took. So I did reach critical mass at 73 weeks, and adoption was held. And what I utilized was preparing and analyzing um, for before even going into the simulation, reading about who's who and what's what are the strategies, who do they work on or work with, and how to make selections. And even though I did that, there were some surprises. Some surprises was about timing and how sometimes the timing mattered more than the actual connection with people. Once people hit thresholds, you no longer the effect of some strategies no longer had uh, that big impact. And then some challenges. Again, some strategies played off of current status and times, and that kind of threw off my strategy because I had a game plan. But once people like actually took on and moved people ahead really fast, what I had planned kind of fell apart, and I had to like reevaluate where I was and how I was navigating this, and then work more slowly on making the best selections. So what did I learn? I learned more about departments and how the influence of people that are connected to each other, how they can impact other people. There was some instances of making the interviews and learning about the individuals and how they really had a preference of some individuals. So working on them also helped me gain their adoption of the change. And then Cotter's 8 models is a guiding force, but as a practitioner, timing was challenging to land. A better practitioner may have had the change adopted sooner. I believe that. I do think that Cotter's aligned. I don't really think there's a disconnect. I think that what you need to do is, I believe that they align, but once again, there is a rhythm and cadence to follow that is not controlled until it's harnessed. So you have to really find this. And then where's the disconnects? Missing out on key players in the change process created more work and weeks before adoption. Timing and relations are key findings here. So that's mine. So thank you so much and have a great day.